Hi, my name is Parag Kapli and let's analyze the chart of Ecograf Limited listed on the ASX with the code EGR, in Germany with the code FMK, and now soon to be listed in the US OTC market, which is a very exciting phase for this company. Yeah, if you've not seen my previous video on EGR, which I did a couple of weeks ago, I would recommend you to have a look at that first and then have a look at this one, because that video was created with a very long-term view in mind. And what I was looking out there was, this is a weekly chart, and these are the two EMAs that I've been using, the 50-week EMA and the 200-week EMA. So very long-term view, and the golden cross, which I've explained in that, is when the red, which is the 50-week EMA, has crossed about the 200-week EMA. So as I was expecting that once this EMA is crossed, the price rise should be pretty explosive, and that is exactly what has happened. As you can see, this was 4 weeks ago when we had the crossover, and since then the price rise has just been a phenomenal price rise. So uh, please have a look at that video, and this video is now made for more shorter time frame and more for new entrants, because what I've seen is Ecograf has attracted a lot of newcomers. So this video probably is more suited for people who have joined in late, and like all that I like all my videos, I try to focus more on the negative side, and then focus on the positive side, just so that because any penny stock, this is still a penny stock, even though it has had a very decent run, uh, there is always a chance of a big failure, and that comes without any notice. So any newcomer who's planning to buy or has bought recently should always keep that in mind, and don't get caught out with the FOMO on any stock. I'm not just talking about EGR. Any stock which has had a massive move, there's always a chance for a decent retrace. So always keep that in mind whenever you are investing. So let's have a look at the daily chart, and I'll remove the EMAs. I'll just put in a 9-day EMA, which is like a very short term view. Just because, as I said, my this video is more about the short term movement. So EGR listed on the ASX, and this is Germany FMK. So as soon as the Australian market closes at 10 past 4 Sydney time, the German market opens at 6 p.m. Sydney time. So once a stock is listed on two exchanges, a bit of the chart becomes a bit uh, difficult to analyze, because when we stop, they start trading, and then they give us the control the next day, so we take it from there. And analyzing both the charts together will help us understanding what's happening with Ecograph, simply because it is moving now. When it was not moving, there was not much to compare with the German market. So, if you are new to this, just be careful as to because the price can always retrace. So, let's have a look at, if you are new, where would you be keeping an eye on. So, I'll take the low of 15 cents, which was the lowest of the low. Or let's go to this low. Sorry, let's take this low, 14 cents to 76 cents, which it hit on Friday. So this gives you the complete view. This gives you all the retracement levels where the price can retrace and can find support. So yesterday's close was 69.5 cents. I would be keeping an eye on, not on the 61.5 cents because I don't see much support out here, but on the 52.5 cents. This is where, if the price retreats, I want support to kick in here. If this buying has been a genuine investor based buying, then I expect that if the price drops down, support should kick in around 52.5 cents. You can you can pick up a range like from say 50 to 52.5. That is where uh, I expect the price to find more buyers kick in. I also put on a 9-day EMA. As you can see, the price, whenever the price has fallen to this 9-day EMA, the buying has kicked in. So if say if the price moves up, the EMA will also keep moving up, and if after moving up, if it has a retrace, then you can keep an eye on the 9-day EMA to provide support. We haven't had any close below the 9-day EMA since 13th of January. So pretty strong support. So you can track this if you don't want to track it via Fibonacci. You can track it via the 9-day EMA. As I said, I want any newcomer to first be cautious about entering after such a big run. So this should provide you some guidelines as to, if things go bad, what can I do? Like, should I just keep holding and praying, or should I exit? So this is something which I would use if I enter so late in the game. My disclosure is that I've been holding this stock for a very long time, and this whole, I'm not recommending anyone to buy or sell Ecograf via this video. This is just my views, and a lot of people have asked me to do an update simply because the price has just gone crazy after I did the last video, and just want to keep a fresh view on what's happening and why, what are we seeing now, and where can, if the price falls, where can support kick in. So as I said, I expect 52.5 to provide some decent support should it get there. If not, then 37.5 would, which is the 61.8 retracement, that should be like a very good support level. We'll look into it on a smaller time frame also later on if the time permits, but these are my two levels, 52.5 and 37.5. So these are the negatives that one should always keep in mind before thinking of the positives. Now let's analyze what has happened so far. So we had this big run from 14th of January, from around 15-16 cents all the way up to 45 cents uh, in just 1 week, and then we had this small tiny uh, candle out here. So this is a good thing if you're not used to candlestick charting. Let me remove Fibonacci first. Okay, so this candle, as you can see here, I call it as the NR4 candle, which is like the narrow range 4 candle, and it tells you that this candle was the smallest candle in the last four candles, and once that happens, the price can move either up or down in a bit more explosive way. So because the momentum has been up, uh, this narrow range candle produced a decent up move in the next couple of days, and then we had this sideways movement for 7 days. So the price was just not going anywhere. It was more in a range bound move. So a couple of days of green, couple of days of red, and then we had what I call as the NR7, which is the narrow range 7 candle. Now, as I said, NR4 can see the stock price move in either direction in an explosive manner. The NR7 is even more powerful than that, and that is exactly what we saw. So on Thursday, 4th of Feb, we had this candle which we call as the NR7 as the smallest body and uh, the wicks combined to uh, compared to the previous 7 candles. And once that happens, the the stock is now primed for a move in either direction. We don't know where the move will be. If it's on the upper side, the move is as we saw on the 5th of Feb. We saw this major candle formed, but there was an inkling, there was a hint on the 4th that because the NR7 was printed, uh, there is a possibility of a big move coming, and that is exactly what happened on the 5th of Feb, Friday. So this, if you see it anytime, this is not just about EGR or just about yesterday's candle, but this is quite common. So if you're new to technical analysis, keep that in mind. I'm not talking about when the price is in the sideways movement. If you see this sideways movement for 3 months, all the candles are very tiny, and so in that case, this NR4 and NR7 doesn't work. This works only when there is movement. So we have a decent movement, then a few days of sideways movement, and then again this explosive movement. So that is how a stock moves, and that gives you an explosive move up. Now comes the where up, what happens next, where can we expect price to go to. So let me go to the German chart, simply because it has got something which is very interesting. So let me hide everything first. Let me remove the EMA. Okay, so same thing. This is traded in Germany in euro cents, and what we saw was a big thrust, and then for next 2 weeks it was more sideways movement out there, and what it formed out here was what we call as an ascending triangle. So if you look at this, we call this as the thrust is like a flagpole kind of a thing, and then sideways movement, and then the price has broken above this ascending triangle. So I use the base of the ascending triangle where it has broke out from, and then I use the length of the pole to find my next target up. So this tells me there's a good chance that the price can go all the way up to 60 euro cents. So you can multiply that by 1.57 and get the Australian equivalent around 92 cents. So that is one of the possibilities here based on what we have seen here. This is a textbook. I would call this as a textbook ascending triangle breakout. So if you are new to technical analysis, please Google this. Very powerful formation, and it does pay. It does pay whenever it breaks out. You do get this kind of payout. So this is exactly worked. So far, it has worked in our favor, and I expect this to continue up to 60.2 euro cents, so around 99, as I said, 92 Australian cents. After that, it can keep going up, whatever. But as of now, it is telling us to expect 60 euro cents, and I was talking to a few friends before who asked me, hey, can you show us what this was on the 20th of January. I was chatting to a friend and he asked me what are my views as to what are the upper targets. So on the 20th of Jan, when the price was 31.5, I had given him a few targets, was what to look out for. So the target of 40 cent has been reached, 56 cents has been reached, 72 cents has been reached, but not closed yet. So we haven't closed above 72 cents. So this is still in play. I want to see a close above 72 cents, and the next one is 82 cents. So this I had done based on the Australian trading, and this matches with the German trading so far. Let's see. Let's see how I got this. Let me go to the EGR. Okay, so let's move this out. So I was looking at this high from 30 cents to the low of 14 cents, and this gives me that should the price break above 18 cents at some stage, we get chances of hitting all these levels up. So these were how I calculated my levels. So 56.40 was hit probably within a few days of when I said this. 56 has been hit on Friday. 72, as I said, was again hit on Friday, but didn't close above it. So next week I want to see a close above 72, and hopefully see 82 cent trade at some stage. It can happen, looking at the momentum, it can happen in a few days, or it can happen in a few weeks, but it's in play. So those are some levels to keep an eye on. 82 cents as per Fibonacci, and 90 cents plus based on the German trading, where we had a textbook ascending triangle breakout. So two levels to keep in mind. Now let's look at. Let me delete this. Okay. So the significance of, I said 37.5, and if you see here, whenever the price fell around 37 cents, there's been strong buying kick in. So you see all these lower side tails. So if the price, if later on when say if there's consolidation at any stage, and if the price starts falling, but if we see buying kick in at any stage, so that should be the next support level build up. So let's see how this trades next week, but I'm pretty excited with what I've been seeing, and the volume has been phenomenal. Whenever it has gone sideways, as you can see, the volume has died down, which is a good sign. And whenever we see a green candle, it has been based on very high volume. So all the rules of TA are respected out here. So let's see where this takes us. So if you've been watching all this while, I'd like to thank you for watch me waffle on for 20 long minutes on EGR. As I said, I'm a long-term investor, so I'm pretty excited, and I'm sure all those who bought in because they also liked what they saw, and let's see where this takes us. So until we see the next big move, I'll probably make another video once we have another change. Probably the next video could be when the price is falling. So we have, we don't know. Let's see where this takes us. So thanks for watching, and please feel free to add your comments below, and let's start a discussion. So thanks for watching. Bye.